All right, ladies and gentlemen, to the rest of the world, he's known as America's CEO, America's Chief Entertaining Officer. We just like to call him Tim Laird.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Doing good, and that's only because he said we could.
Right.
So last time we talked, we issued a challenge because everybody's jumping the gun on the whole pumpkin spice wagon.
That's right.
That was the challenge. I remember MJ said, now, if you could come up with a pumpkin spice cocktail, we might have a winner.
Right.
And that was not an easy, it was not an easy challenge, but guess what? We did it.
Told you he could do it.
I'll tell you, what I love about this recipe, you can make it with bourbon or vodka. My case, I'm going to use bourbon in this example, but again, you could substitute vodka. But it's going to be my pumpkin spice martini. Very good. So in a shaker with ice, 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon goes in. And then here's where the pumpkin comes in. Pumpkin pie syrup. You can buy this already made. It's delicious. It's a sweetener, so that's going to balance off the bourbon or vodka. And I only use about 3/4 to an ounce of the pumpkin pie syrup. So there's our pumpkin part of it. And for the spice, a couple of cloves, 3 whole cloves goes in. You can buy these at the store right in the spice section. So that's going to be the spice of this cocktail. Of course, you give this. I'll tell you, it's jumping good. Look at that, kids. It's excited already. My shaker is excited. It's already shaking, and I haven't touched it. Little magic trick to go along with this. Anyway, good shake. It's still working though. See that?
That's good. That's good. And now you have 48 other shakers on standby at any given time.
We do. Yeah. Talk about Shaker Village. I've got one right behind me. So anyway, and then finally, just a little dash of cinnamon on top. Give it a little bit more of that flavor that'll go with the pumpkin. And there it is, the Pumpkin Spice-Tini, all ready to go for the season. Gotta check it.
Of course.
Wow. There it is. It really works. And like I said, you could use vodka with this, but if you like bourbon, it's really good with bourbon because bourbon and pumpkin, nice.
Now the syrup, is that the same kind of syrup that you can use like when you make flavored coffee at home? It's
same one. And it because they have a lot of different flavors and they do have the pumpkin. So that's exactly what you do. So you can use it with your coffee or your cocktail. So it's really good.
It's an ingredient so you can make your pumpkin spice lattes at home. And then when you get home from work, you make your pumpkin spice-tini. Oh!
Yes!
I like it.
That's a good plan. I like that.
Man, every basic woman like MJ out there is freaking out right now.
Hey, I've already got stuff to make my own peppermint mochas, so now I can just add that to the list. That's
nice.
Okay. You're rushing the seasons. We're just easing into pumpkin spice season. Your peppermint mocha, that's at least 2 months away. Don't rush the process, all right?
That's right.
Well, Tim, you've done a community service. You have brought the pumpkin spice latte to the after 5 o'clock crowd or after 2:30 crowd, whoever.
It really is, and just happy to do it. Glad to do it, and just cheers, you guys.
Cheers, my friend. That's really interesting, Tim. That's a nice little take on that, and I think I agree with you. I think the bourbon is probably a better balance,
it is. The one thing about the vodka, it was a little bit sweeter than because the bourbon will offset a lot of the sweetness from the pumpkin pie syrup, but and you can always cut back and adjust. But I'll tell you, this bourbon with the pumpkin and the spice, the cloves, I mean, it just smells so good. And then the cinnamon on top is just kind of the topper that really makes this cocktail bling.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I like it. That's good. That's great.
I'm excited. I might get my wife to drink a bourbon drink for once.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if even if you don't like bourbon, I think she'll like this one because I mean, it's more pumpkin-y and spice,
Yeah.
and the bourbon is just kind of on the background there, and so you don't get a lot of notes of the bourbon, but it adds to it. It actually makes it bigger than it already is.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think that the natural notes
Well,
of
hold on. Here's a true test. Lori does not like bourbon,
okay.
so she's going to give it a try.
Oh, wow.
That was an oh wow. How about that? How about that? It proved its point. That was a good test.
Yeah.
Good
Wow. So now, that now makes me wonder, what percentage of cocktails does Lori like? Because we know your percentage.
I think she likes, how many percent of cocktails do you like that I make? Probably a good 90%, and then the other 10 I'll just drink for myself.
Yeah. So now we've asked you the cocktail. What's the one that Lori asks you to make the most?
What does she? I'll tell you what she does. She'll take a lime seltzer, like a White Claw, and then puts tequila in it.
That's awesome.
So it's a lime-based soda. It has a little bit of alcohol in it, and then you just kick it up with a little tequila or vodka.
I like
That's
that.
one of her favorites.
That might get me actually drinkable. That's
right.
good.
Yeah. And we used to we loved Fresca, but we can't find it anymore because it used to be Fresca and a little vodka and a splash of cranberry juice. But now with the can shortage, there's no Fresca anywhere except for some of the 2 liters. But it's strange. It's a strange thing.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, it's a sign of, look, we're all suffering in 2020 in various ways. I mean, just all of us.
We are. Yeah. So hopefully, bring on the would you say the candy cane or
peppermint mocha.
Yeah.
Peppermint. So bring on the peppermint mocha and get us into 2021. That's what I'm really.
Yeah, y'all can rush your pumpkin spice and your peppermint mochas all you want. It ain't gonna make it come any faster. Let me tell you.
Oh, you know what we did? Speaking of the peppermint mocha, I used to take vodka bottles, and those peppermint sticks that would always break, and there's a bunch of them left over, or the candy canes.
Yeah,
the candy canes that break. I put them in the vodka bottle, and they actually dissolve, and it becomes peppermint vodka. And plus, it turns it a nice little red, rosy color because of the red in the peppermint sticks. And then you can put that in hot chocolate, and it's really good.
Oh, you're like.
So when candy cane season comes over, I'll show you that one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. They could start give that as gifts, Ooh,
oh, that's a great idea. I'll tell you, that and hot chocolate is the best drink. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. Peppermint chocolate.
just spilling the secrets left and right. Well, next week we're talking Derby at home, right?
Yes, Derby at home. So break out your Pegasus pens. We're going to be Derby.
I got them up there on the counter.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few lying around. I'll still no gold. So you would think that with the lower percentage being bought, that you have a better chance of getting a gold one. I didn't.
Right. MJ, I asked Jesse. I said, now when you did the Thunder at Home party, did you make sure that all the viewers had their Pegasus pins on? So no, because otherwise you can't go watch the Thunder. So anyway,
it was an exclusive thing, only certain pins allowed in. I mean, what are you gonna do? It was my wife, my neighbor, who used to stare creepily from her window and like just wonder what I was doing. Now she just grabs a drink and then gets a chair and just sits in my driveway and just watches.
It's a show.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that bridge. I mean, that fire was all of a sudden I'm watching it. I go, Oh my God, this thing is on fire. I mean, it
How
was
do you
like a
think my
ball
wife
of,
felt?
I know, all of a sudden it turned into a ball of flame. It was very mesmerizing.
Yeah. She was panicking about the whole thing from start to finish of the bridge took about 2.5 minutes to reduce it to asunder. And she was clenching about at least 1.5 minutes of it.
I don't blame her.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just hoping for the sake of my homeowner's insurance that everything happens the way it's supposed to next year. Cause I don't know that I'm going to be allowed to have another fireworks show at my house.
Yeah.
But I did like the disclaimers. That was good. For legal
Yeah.
purposes, you had the disclaimers. That was good.
I mean, I don't know who's going to go out and build their own bridge and try to repeat this time, but just on the off chance someone's as dumb as me.
Awesome.
That was a lot of work. That was a good looking bridge too. I'm
Right?
telling you.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh
My son,
burned it to the ground.
my son was mad because he didn't get to play with it before I burned it to the ground.
Well, I'll tell you what. We could tell the hobby stores that sell the model train bridges that now they have a new application. If we can't go to Thunder.
I like it.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop
All
off
right.
here before any of us get in more trouble.
That's right. I agree.
We will
Speaking of legal,
we will talk to you next week. See, those that are still hanging on, this is why you hang on. This is why you listen on the radio and then you go look it up on YouTube, because then you get these conversations. So
Exactly.
that's right. So anyway, Derby at home.
all right, we'll talk to you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.